Greetings everyone. I'm making video about the human consciousness and I'm talking about the traditional view on human consciousness. The reason why I'm making this video it is because I think that every culture, every nation has own idea about the human consciousness. But there's one idea that spreads and corrupts people's mind, and this is a Hindu idea about the chakra. Why this idea of chakra is somehow related with the human consciousness? Well, Buddhist lamas will claim that the chakra will, rotate. These 7 wheels will rotate, and thanks to this rotation, human consciousness is functioning. And these Buddhists have these gods related with these points, and all these gods represents a human nature. But there is always, this idea of ignorance, idea of doubt, and I doubt that, I think that this is something that it may be related with sex. I mean, in the Hindu Valley or Indus Valley, in the ancient times, there was sex worship. And somehow this chakra things starts from Muladhara chakra, and this goes from bottom to up. Like this when you're having sex, this is something that is in the bottom travels up and makes your this heart pump and lungs and inner organs this move, and this thing ends or finish with a big boom inside your head. So there is this doubt, there is an ignorance that this may be related with this sex. Also, when you are talking about the human consciousness, you must include almost everything. You must include your friends, you must include your parents, you must include your education, you must include history, culture, environment, food, and everything. So this thing doesn't talk about much about the bones, and doesn't talk much about this friendship, something like that. It mainly focuses on this human inner organs. And speaking about this ignorance, there is one Buddhist god that has a title, the vanquisher or remover of ignorance. Why? It is because he has this sword that cuts ignorance. You can cut ignorance with a sword. That's very strange. And he has this book, and this book is believed to be wisdom. And one book cannot be a symbol for wisdom. Book cannot be a symbol for culture. And sword cannot remove ignorance. Sword cannot be a symbol for order. Why? About this book, why book cannot represent culture and wisdom? What is a wisdom? When you are in some environment, if you are managing to survive in this harsh environment, it means you have some knowledge, you have some wisdom. But book cannot give you such wisdom. Also, book cannot be the symbol for culture. What is a culture? When you are talking about the culture, you must talk about the water, you must talk about the blood, and you must also talk about the plants. And you are looking at these two plants, and you will see that you are seeing that these two plants has a very different appearance. And when these two plants are different, you call it as a culture, different culture. And planting and growing is called cultivation. And when you're like this plant, or you like this culture, and when you consume this culture, you will start to guard this culture. And Why? It is because other plants, other insects, and animals will try to destroy or try to harm this culture. So you need to guard this culture. And of course, if there is some strange odd, and when you don't like the other culture, you ignore it. So there is some, there will be always be an ignorance. So Buddhists will tell you that some Buddhists doesn't believe in creator, so they will tell you that ignorance is created because of human. Human creates a doubt. Human creates this ignorance, and this ignorance must be cut by a burning sword. But what is in ignorance? Ignorance is something going on inside your head, something it's a viewpoint, and you usually defeat this viewpoint using logic. But sword is not a symbol of logic. The accepted symbol of logic is a thunderbolt of a lord of lightning. And when you are talking about the culture, you must also talk about the water. There is a culture of Nile River, there is a culture of Indus River, or you can say that there was a culture of Saraswati River. But this river, Saraswati, is long gone, but this goddess named Saraswati is still worshipped as a goddess of culture and art. So, this god with the sword and book replaced the old god of wisdom, the Lord of Lightning. The Lord of Lightning has his thunderbolt, and this, this electricity thing can influence your head. And this electricity keeps the order of this universe. Thanks to electricity, there is some order. But Buddhists are so dumb, and they don't have this wisdom that they worship to this god with the sword as a god of wisdom. And this god here in Mongolia has a title, the vanquisher of this ignorance. It's in Mongolian is Tirsutig Namhtokch. Word Tirsut means ignorant people. It's barbarians. And Namhtokch means defeater or destroyer, or this vanquisher or something like that. So this god vanquishes barbarians. Who is barbarian? Barbarian. Our ancestors and Mongols, people of North, always been called as ignorant and barbarian people. So this god is this killer of your ancestors and killer of your culture. But this bold lamas worshiping to this strange god, and you can't say that this god is a male being or female being. I mean, you can't call a Buddhist god of wisdom him or her. It is because it's a Deva. Devas doesn't have any sex, and devas are like devils. Well, when you are an intelligent being, when you think that you are smart, you usually choose culture and order, somewhere in a high place. You put this order before. Sometimes people put this order before your heart, before your mother, and even people put their culture before their mother. But when you're talking about the culture, you must talk about this water, plants, and blood. This water, plants, and blood is a mana stones, and this is also food. For normal living being or primitive living being, food is almost everything. Food is a building block of a life. So food is puts before this order and idea. Why? When there is hunger, when there is a lack of food, people will question the order. I mean, imagine yourself being a slave and you are hungry, you are, you're suffering. There is inside your heart there is anger is growing, and you are sometimes you will start the rebel, and you will also question belief that promotes slavery, and you will fight what your heart is telling you. Of course, your heart is telling you to bring more food. Well, I put this, food in a 5th place, and in the Asian zodiac, number 5 is, a star, and number 5 is a dragon. And in the zodiac, dragon is a dragon with the 5 fingers. The dragon with the 5 fingers is called Lo Wang, the Lord dragon, but when you say it together, Lo Wang, it's going to be a carrot. So carrot is a plant, carrot is a food, and food is in the number 5. Well, that's pretty much for today, and thanks for watching.